Hello, and welcome to another episode of our Sunless Guys playthrough. I'm Pat, and I'm excited to keep moving. So, last time we picked up some seeds from that town in the southwest, and then we sold those seeds at Magdalen's, and now we are ready to head back in the direction of the hub town to go maybe take a look at another prospect and to get repaired, because we did have that run-in with that nasty ship. Don't really need any treatment there, so let's set sail. You know, one thing I really wish you could do is set some kind of waypoints, but that's not an option, so we will just need to undock and head in that direction. Okay. Let's see. Supplies and fuel are okay for now. A little worried about not having the money to get more supplies and fuel when we get there. Wait, where am I going? Oh, wrong way. See, this is what I mean. It'd be great if I could set some kind of waypoint to help me not get turned around and go in the wrong direction. Yep. Fog with recent steam trails. Place is well frequented. Yep. So that's kind of the tact I'm taking right now, is to try to figure out what the right, what should I do to kind of create a sustainable playthrough. You know, I want to explore more and see more, but at the same time, I want to figure out the way to play this game without a ton of stress, frankly. One of the things that is challenging about both Sunless Seas and Sunless Skies is getting to a place where you have the resources to sort of explore how you want to without it becoming a strain to try to just move around the world, because, you know, we're already moving through these supplies. And maybe it's just a mindset. Maybe I just need to worry a little less about running out of supplies. But I always feel like if I have anything less than 3 supplies, I'm already in trouble. And I will be without supplies relatively soon. So, I don't know. Ooh, the North Screen. Okay. Some wreckage. We discovered the remains of an old locomotive, the victim of one of the innumerable perils of the sky. The wreck gleams with frost. Its windows are dark. Its engines silent. Perhaps something of value lies within. Enter through the shattered windscreens. The steel of its chassis is mangled, but the bridge appears largely intact behind its broken windows. So that's a tough. Oops, sorry, cat attack. That's a tough one at 33%. So we're gonna just strip her for repairs and get some of our health back. Engineers don sky suits and retrieve the salvageable plating, using it to patch the worst of your locomotive's damage. 9 hull. Oops. And then I run into it. I don't think that did damage, though. Hope it didn't do damage. I guess let's be adventurous. Let's check out this little branch to the north here. Maybe this will be something interesting to look at. Of course. Okay. Okay, I gotta let my engines cool off. It's got a nice bit of telegraphing. Fuck. Shit. Got her. Okay. Woo. Woo. Come on. Loot. Okay. You approach the buckled wreckage, poised to plunder the plunderers. Behind you, someone is humming a song of victory. Aboard the defeated marauder, to the victor go the spoils. The crew of the marauder lie dead in the corridor, killed not by your guns, but knives and small arms fire. The only survivor is the captain, locked in the brig with a bottle of brandy. Chalk eyes stare back from every wall. Where he ran out of chalk, he began scraping them in with his fingernails. Little remains of them, but bloodied stumps. Seen this before, Captain, says a crew member, grasping your arm. Sky madness. Magdalens can treat it if you could be bothered to take the poor sod. So we're gonna take him. The high wilderness is cruel. This could easily be you one day. The crew wrap the Sky Madden captain in blankets and then secure them tightly with belts. It takes 4 to transport him safely to your locomotive. He might not be happy restrained, but it should keep him from harm until you get him to Magdalen's. Magdalen's lies to the west of New Winchester. The captain's secured. You have a moment to see whether there's anything of worth on his locomotive before abandoning it to the wilderness. Okay. Yeah, we need to heal up some. Your crew go to work eagerly, vaulting out into the bright. The tools at the ready. The stripping of the Marauder is slow and painful work. They are cobbled together of stolen parts. Finding suitable fits for your own engine is a process of trial and error. Many of your crew will have lost friends, family, lovers to Marauder. It speeds the work. Okay. So as much as I don't like to burn resources that we spent getting from there to here, at the same time, although there was something up there. Okay. Okay. We got to go up there and see what that is, that marker. I really like the way that this is paced. It's a little different than Sunless Sea. It's much more like giving you some breadcrumbs to go find something cool to get. So the treat us to get another. Okay, so this is one of those places that we could dock at. Settlers who live so far beyond their civilization relish the hardships of solitude. They will fiercely defend their small territories, but occasionally welcome company and trade. This homestead is almost hidden beneath a growth of wild, sprouting foliage, as if it were the victim of a fairy tale curse. The flora of the reach is difficult to tame, and the settlers that dwell here are struggling. Yes, I don't have any munitions, so terror has reduced though. It's not for nothing. Okay, so I don't really want to poke out any farther up to the north here. We want to head back. Hopefully he'll pay us so that we can get some fuel or supplies, because like this little adventure cost us almost a full thing of supplies, and I still need to get back to the main hub city. So, but I think we can hit this wreck again. It almost seems like you can hit it every time you go past it. No, okay. This is the one we already did. Trundling on. Another fuel gone. I should probably get some officers soon. Yeah, I don't have any at all yet. I'm still down a crew member too. We have some problems that need to be addressed once we get back to New Winchester. Which, I'd expect nothing less. The combat's really fun. I like, it's simple, obviously. You're just kind of trying to rotate around and get your shots off, but it's pretty cool. The dodging mechanic is neat. I know I've said that before, but I think it's an interesting kind of way to change it and make it a little bit more action-y than Sunless Sea without making it too twitchy. Okay. Deliver the Sky Maddened Captain. Rescue him from a defeated Marauder. Here you can get help. The nurses bring a stretcher to carry the Sky Madden Captain from your train. He'll receive the care of Magdalen's finest. At least Magdalen's finest with a sense of charity, given that he has nothing on him to pay for their ministrations. Okay. I was kind of hoping we'd get something out of that, but that's fine. I think we can still get back to the New Winchester. And we do have some port reports to deliver, so that may help. Can you? Okay, so cool. So there's so there's a key you can hit to just go auto forward. You can either hold W or you can just hit C, and then it will it'll auto move you. What is that up there? Oh, that's where we started. Blue Kingdom Transit Relay. Oh, so that is how you get to these other worlds. Good to know. Okay. I think we're going to try to explore the Reach as much as we can before we move on. I can see how the puttering back and forth from place to place could feel a little tedious, because there isn't really a fast travel mechanic, specifically I think because it's using up your resources. So I can see how that could be a little frustrating if you are kind of getting bored of this, of the just kind of constant chugging along. Because some of these places, I mean, it's a pretty long distance between them, it feels like. And this is not even the full breadth of the world. But minor complaints, minor complaints. So far, I'm ecstatic about this game. This is, in the lights in the distance, the stoker begins to sing a ballad about the chimneys of New Winchester. It's very, you know, we're just entering the second month of the year, but this is probably the coolest thing that I've played yet so far this year. That's new. Granted, I haven't played a lot of new stuff. I haven't played Resident Evil or Kingdom Hearts or anything, but this game is pretty friggin' cool so far. And honestly, like, I don't even know how it could flounder at this point. I mean, even if it's just this kind of stuff, just, which I assume it is, just flying from place to place and kind of getting different stuff, that's enough for me. What is that? A platform. Oh, I bet this is just another place you can dock for New Winchester, maybe? Oh no, Victory Hall. Okay. Well, this is where we need to go to deliver the assembly, a coalition of independent-minded settlers, colloquially called Tackities, gather and argue here, deliver port reports here to receive rewards and win the Tackities' favor. Okay. So there's a faction mechanic in this game as to who you kind of want to align yourself with. Raised in the wake of the blockade of New Winchester, this magnificence of glass and steel houses the Colonial Assembly. Here, representatives of the independent ports of the Reach gather and quarrel. Deliver your port reports to the indurate veteran. Her tireless exertions during the blockade earned her both a seat on the Assembly and enemies in London. She likes to keep abreast of events. Her skin is brown and her hair is beginning to gray. She wears a heavy, unbuttoned coat, metals gleam in the shadows behind its lapels. One half of her face is scarred from frostbite. She is enjoying a quiet cigarillo while her peers argue in the Chamber of Assembly. You talk for a while about life in the skies. When her cigarillo is just a stub, she says, "I'd be grateful to hear your reports of your travels, Captain. I suspect all manner of strife and imprudence is going to kick off in the foreseeable, and I mean to be ready for it." Well, no, we'll return him here. She seems cool. Her tireless, yeah, okay. She listens with a scowl. Well, I'd rather know than not, I suppose, and I thank you for bringing this to me. Rather than the bloody stovepipes, I'll arrange a gratuity. So fortune with the Tackities, fortunes with the lost fortune with the stovepipes. Okay, so it's another faction then. I'm going to save any of my stuff for now. Those sovereigns are helpful for sure. That's kind of what I was hoping we would get out of this. Ugh. Got a pup that wants to be fed over here, and it's nowhere near time to do that at all. Oh no, whiny. Clamoring of the central station in Winchester, a place of steam and smut and thundering iron. Here you can find people willing to pay for skill captain service. So we want to... First of all, let's see about recording a navigator. Fortune Navigator is thoroughly examining your engine's pipework. Crucial bit, this. Look how it's been maintained. Beautiful. Your stoker beams. That was me. A mid-flight patch, too. So how much does he want? He wants 100 sovereigns. Increases iron. No, I don't really want to spend that much on a crew member right now. Okay, a scrub clerk begs a moment of your time. Let's see. I represent Halliges, the banking house. I promise this will take only a moment of your unquestionably valuable time. He produces a folded contract with a flourish. We hear promising things about you, Captain. Very promising indeed. We would like to extend our services. We provide a secure solution for the storage of your assets, absolute discretion, and steadfastness unto death and beyond. We require only a signature. The offer is entirely complimentary. I assure you at Halliges we measure ourselves by the quality of our clientele. Sure, yeah. May as well. I'm certain that this represents the beginning of a long and warm relationship between ourselves and your lineage. May it endure. I bid you good day, Captain. You may access your bank in the central port of any region. So that's just like a way to get to the bank. We saw that in the menu before. That's cool. So we need repairs. How much is this going to cost? Okay, that's not bad. 33. We'll live. We'll live. That's fine. I'd rather have that than not have health. So then I need to get some fuel and supplies. So let's see. At the bazaar. Momentary munitions, explosives for Lustrum. An opportunity for fearless captain. Sweet Jane's counting house on Lustrum requires 5 crates of munitions in order to enforce a claim. Remuneration generous. North of New Winchester. So we may as well take the prospect, I think. And then at the okay, so they'll buy this. Great. Okay, so let's sell that. I don't have any other stuff, but this is all the stuff they would buy, so that's good to know. And now we can stock up a little bit. So I'm gonna get. So we're gonna need 5 of those crates of munitions, and I don't know how much they're gonna cost is the problem, but I think if we get up to 5 fuel and 4 supplies, that leaves us with 177 sovereigns. Hopefully that will be enough to buy some munitions, but I just don't know where to get them from is the trick. So let's see if there's anything else to look at. An opportunity, the fastidious inspector. Sure. Excuse me. Excuse me, Captain. A woman pushes through the crowds towards you. She is short and square-shouldered and in a neat black suit and polished shoes. She shows you the case of her pocket watch. It is embossed with a crown and hourglass of London's horological office. The body responsible for ensuring time is consistent across the empire. I'm hoping to book passage to Port Prosper, she says, slipping the watch away. I can, of course, pay. Pay sounds promising. Let's talk about this. Thank you. The locomotive I was on broke down following a boiler rupture. The chief engineer's fault, I suspect. A gentleman fonder of brandy than of diligence. Here, an initial sum to seal our bargain. Prosper lies in the northwest. Okay. 50 sovereigns for now. Yeah, let's take her to her place where she needs to go. Do we want to hire any crew? Yeah, I think we do. There's a buzz of chatter as your new crew board your engine. A brief scuffle over the berths is swiftly resolved. Okay, cool. So we've got 10 crew. And then the last thing I want to do is investigate the black box. Captain Whitlock left it to you in the hold of the Orphean. Her will described it only as a black box, a description of you consider to be unhelpful understatement. It is a casket of black basalt, longer than you are tall, unadorned, with a single small recess that contains a keyhole. The thing must weigh almost of a ton. It stands upright in the corner of the hold where the crew have pushed it out of the way. Captain Whitlock has a specific request, so I don't want to sell it. Definitely don't want to sell it. I don't have these options yet. So I want to, let's see, consider trying to remember when Captain Whitlock acquired the box. Captain Whitlock had brought it on board just before your ill-fated expedition to the Blue Kingdom. It was empty then, you know, because you saw the lid and the box carried on board separately, and assembled in the hold. It's not empty now. It is sealed and even heavier than before. But you left for the Blue Kingdom shortly after the box was delivered and made no stops on the way. So whatever is inside the box now, Captain Whitlock found in the Blue Kingdom. Okay? Examine it. It has the dimensions of a sarcophagus plundered from the tomb of some forgotten prince of Egypt. Closed fast. There are no carvings or inscriptions in it. The join where the lid meets the body is too thin to admit even a knife blade. There are no holes by which light or air might find their way in. It is impossible to see inside without opening it. Even the keyhole has been engineered in such a way as to prevent peeking. The recess with the keyhole, though, as far as you can tell, determine that it is a more recent addition to the box. The stone has been drilled and chiseled away to create space for the modern metal lock. Okay. Well, we're not going to sell it. Consider what to do with it again. Transport to a specific address in London. Okay. So we need to go to London with it eventually. But all right. So let's set sail on. Let's try to get this person up to their destination to the northwest. My hope is perhaps that if we can get them to their destination, that is where we'll be able to get some munitions for that prospect. We'll see. A little concerned about our supply rate here. I'm almost wondering if I should have bought more, but it is what it is. Hopefully she'll have a decent pay for us so we can get like 3 or 4 more supply. I would love to be able to just travel with a hold with like 6 or 7 supplies and a few fuel. Although that might limit our carrying capacity for goods, but still. Okay, I know I keep checking the map, but I want to make sure I'm headed in the right direction. That background is so cool. I'm going to send out the bat. Bat returns in what you can only describe as a right mood. It must have found something. Maybe, but I don't see anything on the map, so... Havenwood. Gain some experience points. Great. Great, 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 great. I can't tell when they're like good guys or bad guys, you know? Like, I don't know what that ship's deal is. I feel kind of bad going after it. Wonder. Okay, let's go check that out. Whoa, that's cool. One of the most pleasant and least menacing landmarks of the high wilderness. Wonders immediately lower terror when you draw near them, as long as you haven't visited too recently. Sometimes it's worth taking a detour to include in your routes. Very cool. Is there anything... Okay, so just, we got the experience. Memorial to the unknown rat. There's no way to dock there or anything, but still. See, it said it was to the northwest. Now I'm wondering if it's down here somewhere. This is part of why, I don't know. Ugh, that takes up so much supplies to send the bat out. Hey, okay. There's something over here. So maybe that's where we need to go. Part of me wishes you could like buy charts or something. I don't know. Just even if it was just to give you a better idea of where things were at. But I don't know. Maybe that's kind of taking some of the fun out of the game. No, there's a marauder, but he's not really attacking. The Kumagaya. We discovered the remains of an old locomotive, the victim of one of the innumerable perils of the sky. The wreck gleams with frost, its windows are dark, its engine silent, perhaps something of value lies within. So, the steel of its chassis is mangled, but the bridge appears largely intact behind its broken windows. So we may as well try. Failed. Okay. 15 terror. Wow. Your driver pulls your locomotive alongside the wreck, close enough for you to leap the gap. You squeeze with difficulty into the starlit bridge, where frozen figures sit at stiff attention, the dead bridge crew. Mustaches bristle with ice crystals. You pick a careful path between them. Something at the far end of the room has caught your eye. What could it be? A distressingly odored barrel. No one is keen to get close. The lid is gingerly removed. All breathe a sigh of relief when the coke is revealed. Black and precious, the captain's truest friend. Ah, fuck. See, I can't take these guys. They are scary. A stopped clock. The fastidious inspector approaches you in the galley. Captain, good day. I noticed your ship's clock had stopped. Perhaps you'd permit me to repair it. She has a little case of tools and a hopeful expression. Sure, why not? You prefer it to be right more than twice a day. She gives a grateful flicker of a smile and sets to work. Soon she has the back off the clock and has spread tiny cogs across the galley table. Obscure horological tools gleam brassily among them. Everything has a place. I appreciate the opportunity to keep myself busy. Staring too long at the stars is harmful to the temperament. Round face, brown eyes. So, inquire about her work. Or the dues and age in the horological office. She sniffs. It is of fundamental importance that 10 o'clock on the 2nd of June in one corner of the empire occurs at the same time as 10 o'clock on the 2nd of June in the opposite corner. How is an empire to function if it can't agree what day it is? Unfortunately, the process is complicated by the fact that time is less reliable than it was. The hours trade has seen to that. Ask about the hour. Ask for news of New London. An empire lies in far-off Albion, where a man-made sun burns in the sky. Another sun blazed there once before her renewed majesty conquered it. London sits in her coat of smog. Courtiers squabble at the foot of the throne of hours, hoping to receive endowments of years. Meanwhile, hard-working civil servants labor to ensure everything runs as it should. Was there a touch of archness there? All is normal. I miss her, though. There is no city like London in all the skies, and Albion is very different from the Reach, much more civilized. Discuss the Reach, the wide, wild frontier, a sunless domain, but impossibly verdant with gargantuan vines, cathedral-sized bronze woods, and livid fungal archipelagos. It is an uncouth splendor, but I miss Albion, and the steady light of this clockwork sun. These sunless reaches are so misty and quiet. She pauses, but critical. The territories here are rich with raw hours, and enough vegetation grows on them to feed the whole of London, even if some of it is a dubious shape. Ask about the hours trade. You've heard the Empress awards her favorites with gifts of years to extend their lives, and that you can become rich, mining for hours to satisfy London's hunger for them. Oh, hours have more uses than that. We use them to increase the efficiency of worlds, to speed journeys to distant regions, to resolve overcrowding in prisons. It does make my life more difficult when time knots and stretches like wool on the loom. More difficult, but more vital. Her Majesty seized a great trove of them when she assumed the throne of hours, and now even more have been found in the Reach. Miners dig them from the ground. She looks momentarily wistful. I hope someday to retire with a modest pension of years myself, to prolong the better part of my retirement. Ask about the Winchester War. The Reach is torn by discontent between London loyalists and the more independent settlers. Those who feel that London is a long way away... There are those who feel that London is a long way away and that they do a better job of governing themselves. The frontier attracts independent spirits. We call them the Tacketies for their hobnail boots that are so practical out here. London, unsurprisingly, disagrees. The Windward Company earnestly represents Her Majesty's interests in the region. Sometimes very earnestly indeed. The Tacketies call London loyalists stovepipes, for our hats, I suppose. She avoids looking at you. And you, Captain, where do your sympathies lie? I don't feel any loyalty to either side yet. Perhaps you'd rather be left alone, perhaps you're undecided, perhaps you see conflicts as an opportunity. What a remarkable indulgence, she remarks with a raised eyebrow. So I'll compliment her skills. Her hands are deft and sure. She polishes, she cleans, she reassembles. Thank you, she says, a small, embarrassed silence. It's possible the inspector is pleased. It's hard to tell. Okay, so I'm going to bid her a good evening. To you, Captain. I think I shall make a cup of tea. That's so cool that there's that kind of interaction happening. I do think, though, that I don't know that going down there is really the solution. That's just going to lead us to Magdalen's, but it might be a worthwhile detour to pick up a set of supplies. I don't really want to get in the middle of that. Oh, so those are tackety ships. Interesting. Shoot, now we're almost there. I still don't think it was worth it. I don't know. It's hard to tell. Sorry, this episode is going a little long. We are going to hit Magdalen's, get a set of supplies, and then try to pop up into that northwestern area. And if we can't find anything there, we'll call it. Yes, there we go. I don't have anything to sell. I need to get... Screw it. I'm going to get two things of supplies. That'll make me feel a little bit better. And then... going back up to the north. I wonder if there's anything to... Any... Might make sense to try this kind of off to the right path up here. Although I don't think that's going to take us any closer to where we want to go. Because it looks like it bends further to the west than I'd like. So I wonder if the only factions in this region are the Marauders and the Stovepipes. That would be a nice kind of way to keep things from getting too overwhelming. Because it's already kind of teetering on that edge where I'm excited to learn more, but I'm starting to feel the weight of, like, there's a lot of systems at play here. And maybe that's just perceived. Maybe I'm totally wrong about that. I don't want to get shot at. Thank you. Fuck you. Drive me into the wall like that. Stovepipes can kick my... Kick? Though they could probably kick my ass too, but they can kiss my ass for sure. Okay. Port Avon. I suppose the other thing you could do is always look up a map yourself, but that seems... There's also procedural elements, now that I think about it. It may be that the map changes. I can't remember for sure. Aha, more. The ramming speed, Lipkin's Field. I kind of didn't mean to do that, but I kind of did. I was just going to do it afterwards, and then I bumped the key. Okay, so there's something up there. I bet that's where Port Avon is. But we need to scavenge this first. Wreck gleams with frost. Its windows are dark. Its engine silent. Perhaps there's something valuable that we're going to mourn the dead. It is proper. Terror has reduced. That's what I figured. A simple ceremony, doffed caps, a few words, gloomy silence, but it helps. The only decency in the skies is that which we bring ourselves. Yeah. Let's head in the direction of that question mark. That's what we got. Fuck, I don't really want to get in the middle of this. Oh, shit! You asshole! Oh. He's coming after me! Oh, shit, this isn't the port. I don't have a saying, so I can't investigate that, I guess. A broken habitation, long abandoned. Well, where is friggin' Port Avon, then? Whoa. Got some doggone cat action back there in the background. Shit. Well, so this is a little more on the frustrating side. I don't know where the hell this place is. Prosper lies to the northwest of New Winchester. That's all I have, and I feel like I've gone all the way to the northwest. And I guess it's probably up here maybe somewhere, but I feel like I'm having trouble finding it, and that resources are limited. There's war going on all around me. I'm close to leveling up, though. I betcha this quest will put me over the edge. Oh, God. Okay, so I can't go that way. I'm going to send the bat out one more time. So there's something up there. That could be it. I don't know how to get up there. So that just is to the memorial again, but I guess I'm going to try to go around to the east this time. I just don't want to get involved, because I don't know what's coming next. See, this is going to take me around to the north. And I'm down to 2 supplies now. And the terror is starting to go up. So, like, snow whips your locomotive. Your stokers work double shifts at the boiler. The engine's headlights glow like a ghost upon the icy mists. Sure looks cold. Oh, there's something. Hull, that's good. Small fortune. Funny is we're super fine on fuel now. It's just supplies that I'm worried about. Stunted Grove. Experience gained 57. Yep. Just a little bit away. It was dark and peaceful here. The stars are few. What is this? Oh, there's a dock there. Okay, cool. This is probably the place where we should be selling the stuff. Garden of Insatiable Roses. Carolyn. Yep. I believe New Winchester may be prudent to buy more supplies. You can buy them. Yeah. Carolyn Center. This peaceful Carmine institution was founded by devils from London and dedicated to the betterment of the soul. Bothridge's A Tour of Heaven describes it as a cross between a spa, sanatorium, and a purgatory. She commands its bracing airs. Travel on Carolyn. Carolyn is broken into terraces where most of the soul treatments take place. Some are easier to access than others. Others seem to be coming and going as they please. Try to explore. Before you can take your first step towards one of the terraces, the devil blocks the way. Not yet, I'm afraid. You must have permission from the presiding deviless. Some of our procedures are exceedingly delicate. We need to be certain you comprehend what you're seeing. He turns to you in the direction at the center of Carolyn. I'm sure she'll make time to see you. Okay. Gray stone, the color of the monastery. attending devils and devilisses dressed in uniform, an incoming parade of the sick, the friendless, the dying, and those who think their lives would be better if only they were something else. This is Carolyn, where souls are refined into something more impressive. So definitely want to write a port report. He takes some notes on a pilgrim's journey through Carolyn. The first port of call is the beehive-shaped office in the center, or more accurately, the long queue leading into it. From there, the infernal attendants direct them to one of Carolyn's 7 gardens to undergo penances. They certainly look penitent by the time they emerge. Presumably, their souls are much improved, not that you can tell. So let me look and see. I think explosives for Lustrum. No, this is for Lustrum, not. Huh. Okay. Continue. Go and speak to the presiding deviless. She's an artisan of the souls. Perhaps she can do something with yours. Perhaps she'll just offer you advice. The presiding deviless works in an office shaped like a beehive, a stone and wickerwork building that stands all alone in the middle of Carolyn's central courtyard. She conducts intake interviews with new patients, and one by one, after a long time in line, you reach her at last. Greetings, Captain. How may we stretch, strain, purify, and strengthen you now that you've come to Carolyn? Her apron is starched. Her dress is pinstriped. There is a stack of patient files on her desk, color-coded. The corners of her mouth say she knows something to your disadvantage. Ask her about Carolyn. She must be used to explaining to newcomers what... Yeah. We do whatever's necessary to reclaim unsatisfactory souls, she says. She sits back in her chair, and you can imagine her making just such a pitch to the Prince of Hell. For humans, primarily, what we do attend to a few other creatures elsewhere in the Great Chain. They come to us with souls that are stained, disguised in every kind of sordid condition, and we make them acceptable again. Most of those who come to us are volunteers. The rest are beyond the position of being able to volunteer, consigned to Carolyn by their families or employers. Her apron is... okay. And after a stay at Carolyn, what then? Most people go home again, she says. Some find that they are weary of their souls and pass them on to us. We operate on that slender profit and on what we can get from donations or from sales of penance and forgiveness. She looks back at the blank page before her. But what about you? You look sturdy enough to make full use of our services. Are you afraid of needles? What is your view of worms? Which do you fear more, venoms or poisons? She takes down a page or two on all your least favorite things. So we're going to return... Listen to her proposal and get access to her. So she's prepared to offer you a deal. Listen, she says, you are free to make use of Carolyn. Take a penance or 2. Alter your soul. I think you'll find our services very imaginative. There is another matter I hope you will look into. A devil in rose-colored gloves. He used to supervise the Gaslight Terrace. He was removed from that position, but I fear he may still not be entirely aligned with the objectives of Carolyn. If you find out anything about him, anything to his disadvantage, she looks grim. Bring me the evidence, and I will reward you. Okay, so we're going to return to the center of Carolyn. Come back if you have any questions, says the deviless. She has already opened the next file on her desk. Okay, so let's go Bronzewood. So they sell Bronzewood here. Okay. I'm going to go buy another couple crates of supplies because I don't know what else to do. We'll come back next time and try to find where Port Avon is. I feel like I've explored everything to the north of New Winchester. Watch, it'll probably be like down here or something, I bet. Or wait, Port Avon's down there. Well, have I been looking at the wrong thing all along? Let's look. Port Prosper, sorry. Port Prosper, not Port Avon. But, so it is. So we will be back next time for another episode. Thanks so much for watching. Make sure to check out everything else going on the channel. Bye-bye.